we got a whole lot of work to do. We're gonna be treating and adding some filtration devices to our AXOLOTL rack. You can see all the products that we about to add up there. We went and bought some more food for the Oscars. We got 2 filters on some discount prices just because of some small cracks that I think we can fix. And then of course I got the A.P.I treatment to treat not just the axolotls, but I'm also treating the Oscars on another video. As you can see, all the tanks are ready to be cleaned and changed. But what we're going to be focusing on mainly today is these bacteria bloom off in our tanks and cleaning out. We decided to name the lobster dinner, but we're mainly focusing on getting this bacteria bloom down. All right, y'all, let's go. All right, y'all. I got everybody set up to do their water changes. What I'm about to do though is I'm finna treat those waters that have already been sitting out. They've been treated with the, I was about to say A.P.I, but whatever that is over there to make my water safe. Kind of having a brain loss. But yeah, we're gonna treat each one of these tubs with half a packet of the A.P.I General Cure. And of course, we're just doing it for the babies because they just came in. Same thing with her. She was in a tank with a Shoka who got a bacteria disease and passed. She never got sick, but I'm going to treat her just in case and start getting her ready to go back into a tank. And of course, y'all know the story with Anakin. You see he's got a lot of color back, but he's still messed up. So we are now getting into our serious treatment stage for all of them. It's been a long road, but I'm pretty sure this will get us straight. So let's go ahead and get started. Y'all. So we about to get this water ready. As I said, I've already treated it. These been sitting out overnight and they have already been treated with water conditioner. Started using a cheaper brand because right now I'm doing so many water changes. And this big bottle is about $20. So right now I ain't got no sponsors. I'm doing it on my budget, so I'm using what I can. But as I said, we have picked up the A.P.I General Cure. Once again, no sponsor. Just treating them out of my pocket. And one packet, that comes with 10 packets in it. And one packet treats 5 gallons. Each one of these are 2 gallons. So as I said, I'm going to go ahead and put about half a bag in each one of these. And then I'm just going to simply stir it up with a fork. I'm using just a regular metal fork. Some people want to use whisk, wooden spoons. And basically what I'm going to do is let this water sit for about, I'll say 20 minutes to absorb all of this powder. I'll come back re-stir it and then I'll put them in there. While I'm doing that, I'm going to be over there battling that bacteria bloom that we have in the other ISO tanks. And we also are going to be switching out, putting them 2 in there and putting the brain back in one of these isolation tanks. That's why there's 4 of them instead of just 3. Alright, I'm going to do these last 2 off video. Then we're going to get over there to changing out that water. Alright y'all, so as I said on the second part of this video, we finna battle bacteria bloom in these 2 tanks. I've already did a couple of water changes. It was way worse. It was so cloudy where you couldn't see through. Now what's going on is they said that I did not wait long enough, which I actually did not let my water cycle. I figured I would be doing water changes every day, so I wasn't too worried about it like I was doing when they were in the other isolation tanks. But I'm tired of doing that, so I'm going to go ahead and add some extra filtration, which is those that we bought today. and see if I can't get these tanks together over the weekend so I don't have to constantly change out the water every day. And we gotta get, so you see he's hiding in there, or she's hiding. We've decided to name her Dinner. We're gonna be cleaning out her tank and getting her situated. Alright, let's get this second part started. We got our water taken out. Just wanted y'all to see what I was doing. What I'm about to do next, I'm about to take this whole tank from here to in the kitchen where the other axolotls are right now, because I'm going to take him out of that, put him back in the tub, and put the other two brand new babies, Stubby and Midnight, into there. Gonna go ahead and do that tonight, even though I'm still going to put the treatment in their tank, and I probably will go ahead and add the treatment into their tanks today too, which means I'll have to come back and do a total another water change tomorrow, which I will show y'all once again and update everybody. All right, y'all, so it's been about 45 minutes to an hour, always working on that other stuff, and I believe all my waters are ready. And I just did that to kind of let the waters get to the same temperatures, even though, as I said, this water's been sitting out overnight and it's already been treated. Y'all just seen when I added the other medicine. I've already put the brain in there. So he's looking pretty good. I did find a couple of white spots on him that I'm worried about, but we're already a head start. We're treating him right now. We're gonna go ahead and get the other axolotls into their water. Those babies always give me a problem, so I'm gonna start with them last. Of course, Anakin's been around so long, he gives me no fight. He knows exactly what's going on. And I'll go back and skim their tanks later, get that excess out of there. Just wanted y'all to get some footage of what I go through when I change their waters and see that treatment. Alright, now these babies is something else. I might have to put the phone down for a second because they move. Oh, no problem with that one. That was a lucky one. Because once they scared, they scatter. But we're doing pretty good today. Everybody seems to be ready for their water changes. Yeah, see, he was ready to go for it. A lot of people don't like to use nets, they use their hands, but I just don't really like to touch them that much. Let's see if we can get some footage of Stumpy. I'll come back in a second, get some better footage of Stumpy before I put them up. This is the tank that Brain came out of. We're about to empty that out, clean that up, and I'm gonna put the water that I was gonna put for them that already has the treatment in there. Plus I'm gonna cut open another pack and put the rest of that in there so it'll be a full 5 gallons. And go ahead and treat the other axolotls. So I'm treating them all at once for this first time. Alright, tank life, so they're all in their treated water. Gonna let them sit in there overnight, and then tomorrow, probably in the evening, I'll pull them out. Of course, it says they're supposed to sit in there for about 48 hours, and then you do a water change and treat it again. But because I'm kind of over treating their water, I'm not gonna do it like that. I don't know if you can see right there the white spots that I'm talking about that popped up on him. That's why we're going ahead and put them in there. And we got our 2 new babies in there. That water's already been treated, but I'm about to add some treatment to this, and I hope y'all can see the difference on this video. Of course, the ones to my right, probably your left, has the new treated water. Hansel and Gretel has the old water. And then we're about to go ahead and add, as I said, the treatment and some more water, and we'll come back and see what it looks like. All right, so we got our water changed out. As I said, the tank to the left with Hansel and Gretel is the one that had the bacteria bloom. I just did a water change on that one. The other one has Stubby and Midnight, and that one has brand new fresh water. Everybody else, every single tank has the bacterial treatment in it. And what I'm about to do right now is add my 2 filters to both of those tanks to see if that will help stop the bacterial bloom. And then we're gonna come back tomorrow and see what it looks like. All right, y'all. So just a quick unboxing of the filters that we are gonna be using. And we just grabbed them because, as you see, they were 30% discount because they got a crack in one part of it. It is a Whisper IQ. Should be perfect for these small tanks. Let's go ahead and see what we got inside of here. Should be all the normal stuff. Just wanted y'all to see it before we put them in there. Of course, the little top is the part that they're saying crack. Of course, we know how to fix that just by putting a little stocking piece over that and a rubber band. Snap that together. The other part of the filtration. Little filter that comes with it. We're gonna find out what that is. I'm pretty sure that's another part of the filter. And the main parts. I hope that's not gonna be too big to sit in there, but we're about to find out right now. Alright, let's go. So we got our 2 filters on the back of our tanks running. All our waters look good for right now. Everybody looks pretty comfortable. Of course, you can still see a difference in the water clearness. I need to pick up another tester this weekend so we can really test water quality. But yeah, that's gonna be it for tonight, and we'll come back tomorrow, do another water change, and look at how everybody's doing. All right, Tank Life, good night. All right, y'all, so it's the second day. This is what their water looks like as they sat in their treatment overnight. So I already got their new water getting ready. So that'll be real quick today. As you can see, a little bit of the difference in those tanks. Let me get this food out the way. We was feeding earlier. But I don't know if you can see the difference. We're gonna let those sit for a couple of days before we do another water change. But for the main part of today, what we're gonna get together is dinner. And I know that sounds weird, but that is what we have named her. We gotta clean out her tank, and I got some sand I'm gonna put in there. Start making her feel a little welcome, because we haven't been doing much with her. Because to be honest, we're kind of scared of getting clamped on. Alright, y'all, real quick, just so y'all can see her from up under the rack. See how dirty her tank has gotten. And that's all my fault. I haven't done nothing with her since the day we got her and she escaped. She's a little bit aggressive, so this is gonna be a task. What I plan on doing is just pouring. I'm gonna vacuum clean the tank first, and then I'm gonna pour what's left into a bucket with her in it. Then I'm gonna decorate her tank, put her back in, put her back where she was at. Hopefully it will be just that short. So we got all that water out of there and most of the poop that we could. Sitting in this kitchen with my baby in here throwing down. I know that's gonna give me like about 3,000 views. Yeah, we got all this out of here, and our next step is to pour her into another bucket. so that we can get this tank cleaned up. As my baby makes crispy wings, we about to try to pour dinner into this bucket. I would like if she came and helped me, but she's cooking and I don't want her hands touching nothing. No, stop. You just worry about my crispy wings.
Not that crispy lobster, huh?
This is not gonna work right. She don't wanna go. She's holding on for dear life. There she go. Alright, y'all, so there we go. We got dinner in a bucket. First I gotta get that little nasty thing out of there. But now let's go ahead and get dinner's habitat a little bit jazzed up in some fresh water. Small dilemma, what I did is I want to go back with this filter just to give it a little color in there. And I put the sand in before I put the filter into the bottom, so now I have to find a way to slide all the sand to the side, put this down on that glass, and then slide the sand back on top of it. So yeah. Okay, y'all, so I have the setup I want, and this is not much, just a small upgrade, because I said this is a temporary thing. We're probably going to get the little tote for him first before I put him in the tank, but I already have a tank planned out for him. Just have to get a stand and figure out where I'm going to put it. I keep saying him, but I mean for her. See dinner over there chilling. So we're about to go ahead and get this water back in here, get her back in there, and then get it put up and get back started on our treatments. All right, y'all, so to get at the end of this video, we're gonna go ahead and get them out of this treatment water that we treated with the A.P.I. General Clear. Get them in some clean water. And I might come back tomorrow and treat them again, or I might wait till next weekend. Go ahead and get everybody into some clean water for the night and then check them out, see how they living. Try to get a good look at everybody before I put them down. Alright, so now everybody's into fresh water that doesn't have the A.P.I. cure on it. She's looking good as stuff with the white stuff on her gills. Of course, him is doing better than what he was if you watched any of the other videos where he was near death. And of course, we got our baby boy who has just popped up getting white spots on him. So I really definitely think I'm gonna be treating him again tomorrow. But all right, let's get some footage of Little Miss Dinner and her new habitat and go ahead and close this out for the night. All right, y'all, I got everybody back in their spot. Off in some clean water. Let them rest for the night, and tomorrow I'll change out their water again and put some more treatment in it. And as y'all see about these two tanks, this is the one with the bacteria bloom. This is the brand new one that has the water that was able to sit up. And let's see what happened with Little Miss Dinner. Seems to be liking her little new upgrades pretty well. But yeah, as I said, this is just a temporary tank for her. We'll get more footage of her tomorrow. But alright, Tank Life, good night. Okay, y'all, day 3, and Little Miss Dinner decided to escape. We've torn up everything in the house trying to find her, but as of right now, I'm thinking that she is up under this rack. So I'm about to have to tear down this whole stand just to check up under there and then put it back together. So while I'm doing this, I'm going to go ahead and straighten out all these lines I make everything neat. Did not plan on spending my day like this, but yeah. Don't think we're gonna keep Little Miss Dinner too long. Alright, y'all, let's see if we can literally torn our whole living room apart. Even started redecorating and doing repairs looking for this damn lobster. And we still have not found her. So about to put the stand back together and then start looking around the rest of the house, but there is no telling where this lobster has escaped to. And if I don't find her, it is what it is. I'm just more worried about somebody getting their toe clamped on. So let's keep looking. All right, y'all. So we found Little Miss Dinner. Found her crawling across the floor in the back bedroom. And I swear if this thing escapes one more again, I'm going to make her into my dinner. I done told her she gonna get out of there and get into a boiling pan. But what I'm about to do is make a little top today. I didn't do it last night because I was tired, but I'm gonna make a top to stop that. And of course, just showing y'all what she has prompted us to do. So I am now redoing the whole axolotl stand, and my baby girl has redone almost the whole living room. And of course, we did all that looking for this damn thing right here. They move very fast. When they get out, they're silent, and they just all of a sudden be in other rooms in your house. I do not suggest keeping lobsters unless you have a good top on your tank. All right, y'all, let's finish this work though, and I'll come back and show y'all how we redid the stand. So we got how everything's gonna be set up now. I just gotta run these pumps to everybody's tank, but as you see, we took Little Miss Dinner, moved over to this next thing. I still gotta make that cap. I gotta find some more decorations for up there now, or it might end up being 3 new axolotl. Who knows? It's just a drop for the future. But as I said before, all this is temporary. So let's go ahead and get these pumps ran and get this video closed out. All right, tank life. Of course, yeah. So y'all see we redid all that. We got another corner of the house to do with another fish tank. And of course, y'all know I'm gonna keep adding fish tank because this is tank life. I've already got so many tanks, but none of them are really set up. I think right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 running with a couple of tubs, and we are gonna end up at got another 55 to set up and another 20 to set up before I call it for this year. But next year I am going to get the 100 gallons, so all of this will start over again, and I'll be rearranging all the tanks. All right, y'all. So I got the water taken out. You know, I always like to show y'all the way the tank looks when I drain it. And I'm pretty sure you can still see the difference of how cloudy that is with that bacteria bloom. And I'm gonna do this water change now. And what they say to do when it's like that is just to be patient and let your tank level out with the bacteria. The good bacteria will take over the bad bacteria and it will slowly clear out. But if it has not done that by next week, I'm just gonna do exactly what I did to this tank and drain it, fully clean it, and use some water that I had sitting up and already prepared. Because what happened with this is the night I got them, I wasn't expecting to get them, and I kind of just threw them in this tank with some tap water that was freshly treated, so it did not cycle. So what I'll have to do is go ahead and probably sit it up and let it cycle just to stop that. All right, let's finish off. All right, that's it for this one. As y'all see, I did the water change. It's a difference, but not the difference I'm looking for. So next week we will go ahead and empty that out like we did that one, totally clean it out and restart it with some water that I'm gonna start now. So the water will be sitting, getting ready for a couple of days. And that way I shouldn't have to worry about that bloom. But we got everybody else situated. As you see, I said I got some filter pollens with this one. Let y'all see how everybody's doing before we go, so you can see the coloration for the next time. And we got Mrs. Dinner, our new thing. All right, y'all. Y'all enjoy y'all weekend. Love y'all, and I'll see y'all next Friday.